Hello everybody and welcome to Football Talk Season 3 Episode 1. My name is Striker and today the transfer news is getting massive. There's been lots of rumours, lots of incredible signings we've been seeing. But we're going to go down to England, go into the Liverpool side as Darwin Núñez looks set to leave Liverpool this summer after hearing interest from the Italian side Napoli, and the Reds have already named a shockingly low asking price for the striker. Now, this just came in earlier this morning. It says here Liverpool could lose around 50 million on Darwin Núñez the summer after naming their asking price for the striker. The Uruguayan forward has struggled to match expectations at Anfield since his arrival from Benfica. Now, this just came in earlier this morning. I have just found out about what just happened here. I just saw, just been having a look at all of these details here. Núñez is 26 right now, enjoyed a bright start to Anfield, but has only scored 5 goals in the Premier League last season. Wasn't as good as it was, falling out of favour of Arne Slot, and now it appears that he could be off to another club, and we all know the club, Napoli. The Serie A side Napoli have emerged for his service over the summer, with the Italian champions keen to swoop for the forward, admit that there are interest, and it appears Liverpool would now be willing to lose money on Núñez in an effort to get him out of the door. So this is a huge one here. So it seems like that Napoli, the Serie A champions, are desperate to sign the Uruguayan forward. He's only 26 years old, but he's still a young gun and all that. Still young, but I have to admit, last season in the Prem for Darwin Núñez wasn't as good. 5 goals in the Prem was alright. He scored 5 goals, but wasn't what many people were expecting. Many fans were expecting him to score more than that. As we all know, as a striker, you need to score loads of goals. It's not just, you can't let your wingers take care of it. You have to go for, take your chance, take a shot, get a goal at least. But the Reds will be willing to sell Núñez for around 70 million at huge decrease on the 85 million fee that they paid up to sign him from Benfica just 3 years ago. But Napoli are not willing to stump that amount but remain interested. So it seems like not only Liverpool will lose their money, they would want to sell Núñez for around 70 million from their huge decrease from the 85 million fee that they offered from Benfica 3 years ago. And I don't know what's happening here. Slot took over last season, right? And we all know Salah was an absolute game changer for them. He just, won. Didn't win, but okay, yes. He won the Premier League for Liverpool. And also was the top scorer that season. But honestly, I just don't understand about the fact. Okay, yes. Núñez, 5 goals he scored last season. Not the best season in his career. 5 goals, 26 years old, and looking to sign in for the Italian champions Napoli. And I just find this very interesting, and this is a very interesting topic we're talking about right now. But speaking, earlier this year, Liverpool boss Slot was forced to deny that Núñez's limited game time last term was due to a clause in his deal that would have seen Liverpool pay a 5 million add-on to Benfica. So there you go. It says there, paying a 5 million add-on to Benfica, which don't understand why he. But here is what Núñez said about it. He says do you always believe what journalists say? Not always. Me either. Sometimes you should. But sometimes it's better to not believe everything that is written about players. This is completely new to me, and I've said many times that I'm not working at a club here where it's really nice to work. So many sporting directors are judged by the player they bring in. It's very important to have a great working environment, and that I have with Richard. So this is what a big statement he said, and it's crazy. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys a really, really important question. Should Liverpool sell Darwin Núñez? This is probably gonna be an easy question here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see lots of yes, maybe a few no's, but mostly yes. Just depends on who wants, if, should he go or should he not go. Anyways, and he says, and then it says the last thing he would do, as I expect working with him for 10 months, is tell me, if you play him, it would cost us this much. Yeah, this is just huge, man. Huge news. But yeah, I will be talking probably about this next week. Depends if there's anything that goes on. Any updates, I'll keep in touch next week for episode 2. Alright, we're gonna remain at the Liverpool club currently because we have more news regarding of Luis Diaz, who's admitted that he's been having interest from Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and the Saudi Pro League. The Colombian international was a key figure for the Reds and claimed the Premier League title, and with a contributing of 13 goals, 5 assists. Arne Slot's side looked to have a little desire to let him actually leave this summer with 2 years left on his contract deal. We already knew that Liverpool have thought to have a rejected inquiry from Barcelona over a deal for Luis Diaz, with Bayern Munich already been rejected here. The 28-year-old has now declared he is weighing up his options but stopped short of committing his future to the Merseyside Giants. And here is what, of course, here's what Diaz said after this whole news here. He says, when they're negotiating, we'll see what can be achieved for us and for the club. We'll try our best to make the best decisions. Pressed on Pacific interest from Saudi Pro League side El Nasser, he added, "Will in the progress of negotiating, talking with the club, with Liverpool, with everyone approaching us. But I'm very calm where I am, very happy, trying to make the best decision now." So this is absolutely a mad news here for Liverpool. We spoke about Darwin Núñez earlier heading to Napoli. Diaz is being approached by not one club but 2 clubs, which now makes 3 because of El Nasser now, as they're trying to sign the 28-year-old to their side. But this is very interesting, guys. Like, this summer transfer has been crazy than the other news that we be talking about a lot about, but this is a great, this has been a shocker, with 2 Liverpool players being interest from other clubs. First, Núñez being interested from Napoli. Diaz is being approached by both Barcelona and Bayern Munich, but I have been told that he actually rejected Bayern Munich a few days ago. So it's just now, I think, Barcelona and El Nasser who are interested in signing this 28-year-old Colombian winger who wrecked the Premier League. He took the Premier League by storm a bit last season, and honestly, if I'm honest, in my opinion, I feel like he should stay at Liverpool. But because this man, he's a fantastic player, and I do see him staying at Liverpool. I honestly don't think he should go anywhere, because if he's going to do what he's going to do at Liverpool, he should stay, I don't want him to just move to a club and then they turn him into an absolute flop. You know what I'm saying? So, idea for me, for Diaz, is stay at Liverpool, because he took the Premier League by storm last season. And even all of Liverpool took the Premier League by storm last season. And I see Diaz staying at Liverpool for a few more years. Alright, we are moving to Arsenal, with Victor Gyökeres's move to Arsenal is in danger and Sporting aren't backing down. Everything was in place, but the deal is cooling off. Arsenal was ready to make a splash on Victor Gyökeres, but Sporting changed the terms at the last minute. In the summer blockbuster transfer is about to collapse. Victor Gyökeres looked to become Arsenal's marquee signing for the 2024-2025 season. The Swedish forward has already agreed to a 5-year deal with the North London club, and the finish line seemed within sight. However, the final details remaining negotiated with Sporting hit a deadlock. According to some reports on Portugal, Arsenal submitted a 65 million plus 15 million in add-ons, reaching up to around 80 million Sporting have asked for. But now the Portuguese side is demanding 70 million fixed and only 10 million in bonus. That last-minute shift could derail the move for the Gunners we're counting on. Arsenal know it. Without a natural goal scorer, they won't be able to truly challenge Manchester City or Liverpool for the Premier League. It's been 21 long years since the Gunners last lifted the English Premier League at the Emirates. The message is clear. They need to cling number 9 to take them to the top. After a brilliant season in Portugal, Gyökeres seemed like the perfect fit. His return to Sporting for pre-season has already been postponed twice, and all signs suggest he's pushing to leave. But if the deal collapses, it will be a huge blow to Mikel Arteta's project. And wow, this is absolutely crazy. Now, there's also more reports coming in. Jose Mourinho, keeping an eye on the situation. If the Arsenal deal falls apart, they could make a possible move for the Swedish striker, a possible loan, a long short but off the table. Gyökeres is a profit soccer, not soccer, it's football. Profit scorer that he had played outside of the Portuguese league with the greater international exposure. He could easily be crowned the 2024-2025 Golden Boot winner, his name already among the elite, but his immediate future remains uncertain. Wow, this is crazy. It's so crazy how Arsenal were very close. Like, Gyökeres was very close to get his name on the dotted line, and then all of a sudden Sporting are like, we want out of they don't want out of it. Like, we want to just kind of fix this up, all right? We're going to stop it from here. We're going to just, I'm just going to say this, all right? How about we do this? All right? How about we do a 70 million and only have a 10 million bonus? And, and this could derail the Arsenal can try and get the Swedish striker to go to the Gunners. Like, one mess up, Mikel Arteta's project will collapse big time. And, with Arsenal being second 3 times, twice behind Manchester City, 1 time behind Liverpool, it's crazy to think, Arsenal fans for so long have been saying for Mikel Arteta, get a striker, sign a striker. And Mikel has never done this, and then when people found that they were signing Victor Gyökeres, people, oh my god, he's actually signing a striker for once. He's actually listening, and all of a sudden, boom, disaster strikes, and then of course Portuguese side Sporting are trying to offer now a 70 million fixed with a 10 million on bonuses, and yeah, but what do you guys think? Will Victor Gyökeres accept Arsenal's... So what do you guys think? Will Victor go to Arsenal, or will he turn them down and join Jose Mourinho's side? Please let me know, guys. And once again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming into this first episode of Season 3. I really appreciate it. I'm very sorry it was a long time since we've last did season 2. I liked it was like 4 months ago we did season 2. But I'm very happy to finally bring this show back on. This podcast is finally back. It's been way too long. Now there's one specific person who I did not have today that I should be doing this with. You guys know who I'm on about. I think everyone knows who am I talking about right now. You know, he's legit. He comes right into this position right here with me, and I'm usually over here. That individual will be back one day. In future episode, he will return. But until now, it's been a wonderful journey. Thank you guys for coming along. My name is Striker, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 2. See you later.